Okay.
All right. All right, cool. So yeah, like we'll get started. Like we'll get my piece out of the way. It's the least important and least interesting since we're all here to hear our great speakers tonight. But first of all, thank you everybody for joining us on this wonderful summer day. For those who don't know me, my name is Hein. I'm your host tonight. I co-own a branding and web development agency in Ipsy called Huck Finch. And for first timers, thank you for joining our monthly meetup. We really appreciate having you here. And for all the old timers, thank you for your continued support. Really appreciate that. What we always like to do is kick things off with a poll. So I'm going to turn that on. We just want to see who's in the audience. We're going to see, and so I'll launch that right now real quick. And I'll remember this time that Roger, you can't.
It's the same old answer anyway.
Well, yeah, we'd love to kind of see who's out there. A big part one for that satisfies my curiosity, but the other part of it is it really shows the diversity of our community and those who are attending, not just those who are in tech themselves, but those who are interested in it, those who are entrepreneurs, individuals who are interested in starting a venture. So it could be inspired by one of the speakers tonight, some software developers. So all over the map, which is really cool. I'm going to wait another 15 seconds to give people a chance to enter in, and then I'll end the poll and we can take a look at it. Cool. Then that's everybody. So, all right. So we got about even split with entrepreneurs and investors. So that's really cool. A couple people here looking to start a venture. So as I said, hopefully from what you hear tonight inspires you to go out and start your own thing. And I'm sure as if our presenters are able to spend some time this afternoon afterwards, they can join the breakout session and you can chat with them and learn from them and other entrepreneurs and what it's like to start up a business. I got a few software developers, got 3 others, which is cool, which we would like to, I would love to kind of see what you would have put down for if you had a chance, if you were on the other bucket. With that, I'm going to move on. And again, really, as I mentioned, a big part of like doing that poll is to really kind of show the diverseness of what we have in this community, and we're all here to kind of support each other. Another really great way to connect with our community and support it is through our Slack channel, which is at madeina2.com/Slack. I just shared it with everybody in the chat there. It's a great place to announce things about your particular startup or your business, ask questions, post things about jobs. There's really cool discussions going on in there. So I highly recommend joining if you haven't already. And before we jump into the actual good part of our festivities, I want to take some time to thank our sponsors, starting with A2 Geeks, Roger Rail, and our co-organizers, the Entrepreneurship Clinic at U of M's Law School, as well as Ann Arbor Spark. Again, for those who are new to this, I just want to give a quick rundown of how tonight's events is going to work out. We have 3 awesome companies presenting. They're going to present for about 5 minutes. And after that, we're going to open things up for a 5-minute Q&A. For your question, please just type it into the chat. The presenter themselves will read it and then answer when their 5 minutes is up. But if your question is out there and their 5 minutes is up and they haven't answered it, no worries. They'll continue to just answer it through the chat as we move on to our next presenter. After our presentations, we'll move into community announcements. Whether it's you want to announce something about your business or start a meetup that you are hosting, whatever it may be, use that time to announce during the community announcements. So think about it now. And after that, if you have the time, please hang out for our breakout sessions. We'll just throw people into random rooms for you to network and connect with each other. And hopefully sooner rather than later, you'll be able to do that in person and over some free pizza over at Pizza House. So with that, I'm going to quickly announce who's going to be presenting tonight. First on deck, we have Moody from BrandXR. Then we'll move on to Mohammed from Panda Wish, and then Theresa Smith with Ola Filter, who's going to give us an update of her presentation. Well, since her presentation in March for Aspirational Technology, now known as Ola Filter. So with that said, I'm going to stop talking and hand things over to Moody. I'm going to spotlight him to have him share with everybody what BrandRX is. BrandRX is the world's easiest to use no-code platform for building immersive XR experiences to help you sell, educate, and entertain your users. So with that said, Moody, it's all yours.
All right, thank you so much. Let me pull up my screen. All right. And just to let everyone know, I'm actually in Orlando right now. So BrandXR's first office is in Ann Arbor, out of Ann Arbor Spark, and our second office is here in Orlando. So I'm down in Orlando right now with some of our tech team. My name is Moody. I'm the co-founder and CEO of BrandXR. And at BrandXR, we have a no-code augmented reality creation platform. So this is to give you a sense of what we do. All right. So those were all some of the augmented reality experiences that were built on the BrandXR studio. To give you a little bit of background on our team, my background is kind of, I'm the business side. So how I got into augmented and virtual reality was actually through startup investing. I was an associate at a VC firm in Silicon Valley, and one of the very first companies I invested in was an augmented reality headset. From there, I kind of fell in love with the industry. And I went on to start a VR headset company. That was kind of a startup inside of a larger manufacturing company. Grew that to 5 million in revenue, and then sold that. And then that's where I really came up with the concept for BrandXR. And I met Kunal. Kunal actually needed some VR headsets from me back in the day, so that's how we first connected. And Kunal, I joke, but he's the video game mayor of Orlando. So his background is really in video game technology, and he also has a SaaS background as the director of innovation at Fat Merchant, which was a payments tech SaaS company. So at BrandXR, we believe that XR is the next big platform wave. So we can see the history of internet and technology platforms come in these waves. And so, we had the PC era, which, gave way to companies like Apple and HP. And then we had the internet era, which gave way to companies like Google and Amazon and Facebook. And then mobile phones were introduced, which gave way to new technologies like camera first apps like Snapchat and Uber. And we believe this next big platform is going to be XR. So augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. The catch-all term is XR for those three technologies. And out of those, we believe augmented reality is really primed to scale. So this is actually a Snapchat from Kathy Wood at ARK Invest from her Big Ideas report. So she's predicting augmented reality to scale from $1 billion today to 130 billion by 2030. And you can see the introduction of these smart glasses around 2022 and 2023. And this is what's really going to give way to the augmented reality market. But now a lot of the work that we do is on mobile, which of course everyone has a smartphone nowadays. So this market today is a $2.6 billion market. And what's interesting is we're at the intersection of two really rapidly growing markets, the low code and no code software market, as well as the augmented and virtual reality markets. So businesses are using these technologies for a wide variety of use cases. One of the top ones is e-commerce. So the ability to really try before you buy, see what products look like inside of your own space, get a virtual demo of the product. And so companies like Wayfair, IKEA, and House are now using these experiences and generating some really incredible results. So 11 times better conversions using an augmented reality experience, selling a product versus a traditional 2D website, like what you would see on something like Shopify. 3 times more product engagement, and people are 44% more likely to add these products to the cart. And so here you can see it being used in furniture, but we've actually done a wide variety of use cases, from furniture to art to automotive. And again, this is just one. E-commerce is just one of the many use cases. The problem is that most companies don't
Moody.
have. Yep.
I don't mean to cut you off. I know this is a really interesting presentation, but yeah, 5 minutes is actually up. But
Oh wow. Okay.
it goes by fast. But no, really appreciate this. This is really awesome. But I'm sure there'll be opportunities for you to go through the rest of what you have. But looks like you have a couple questions already here. But my first one, I guess
sure.
I'll let like Bob and ask the question he has here for you, which is, what is no code software?
Yeah, so no code, the no code software is, I'll actually skip ahead to this slide. This is a good kind of description of our value proposition. So on the right-hand side, you can see here what it typically takes a team of developers to build out an augmented reality application. So this is 5 developers, taking them over 130 days and over $100,000 in costs. And so with a no-code software, someone with 0 engineering background is able to build one of these experiences on our platform in a matter of minutes. So it can be a teacher, it can be an artist, it can be a professor that knows nothing about coding, it can be, you know, a creative director at a marketing agency that doesn't know how to code. And so what typically takes, you know, a team of 5 developers, you can now do as an individual. And at the same quality bar. So other no-code software that's popular is like Shopify, Webflow. So there's definitely becoming a rise of no-code and low-code software.
Yeah. Looks like Michael's asking for your contact info. I guess as other questions are coming in too, as you share that, my question for you is like, what is your ask for us tonight as you share BrandXR with us?
Yeah, definitely. So we're launching what we're calling Beta 2.0 this week. So we would love for people to try out the BrandXR Studio. We're offering a 1-month free trial. You can sign up at try.brandxr.io. And you can build really an unlimited amount of augmented reality experiences in that 1-month free trial. And then my contact information is Moody, MOODY at brandxr.io. If anyone wants to contact me, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any other questions for Moody at the moment? If not, we can give him a chance to go through any of the remaining slides that he was.
May I ask a question, Ryan?
If you can type it in, that would
Ask
be
the
really
question,
great.
Ryan? Okay, thanks.
Is it based on Unity? Yeah, it is. Parts of our platform are based on Unity. We also have other AR technology integrated. So Apple's AR Kit, Google's AR Core. But yes, it is Unity based.
Yeah, I guess as Ryan's typing in his question, I was gonna ask a follow-up question to you starting BrandXR. Like you had mentioned, like having invested in XR prior, but what made you want to start BrandXR and jump into this side of things?
Yeah, I think as an investor, I kind of had an early peek into this industry, and then things really heated up in 2012 when Facebook bought Oculus for $2 billion. That's when a lot of people started paying attention, and I could kind of see the writing on the wall that this was going to be a huge industry, and a lot of people seem to have difficulties, kind of creating the content or doing things in this industry. So I, kind of looked at it as taking a long-term bet on the industry and really building up like some specific knowledge in this area. And I thought it was interesting. I always love playing video games, so I think that's like always kind of like in the back of my mind. Being able to do some creative things as well as on the business side as well.
Cool, awesome. You have a couple more questions, one from Greg and one from Ryan.
Sure. What's your most often cited limitation? What's the expected scale before developers need to become involved? Yeah, so the most often cited limitation. So that one is tough. I might have to get back to you on that one, but I would say you can create AR experiences in a matter of minutes on our platform, and then you can publish them to the web. So it's just a URL link, and so to be able to share that URL inside your company or even with a potential prospect is very easy. And you can also create a custom white labeled app on our platform. So our platform will spit out the Android and iOS file. Let's see. Ryan asked, "What do you think about XR and esports? Does it have a place in your company?" Yeah, so I think XR and esports is probably a ways out. I think you're seeing it more on consoles, and you're seeing it more on even on mobile now. So I think like the hardware is not exactly as popular as like a mobile phone or as a console. So I think it still has a way to go, but there's developers, even here in the Orlando game space that are building Call of Duty multiplayer games for the Quest sort of thing. I just think it's going to take maybe another few years for the headsets to really penetrate the market and for more players to kind of get on there. But I do think that's something that's coming. And that's going to be really cool because it'll be like as close to real life as real life kind of sports, as esports gets, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a cool day. It'd be like a Ready Player One kind of thing. But Moody, thank you so much for sharing BrandXR with us. Again, I think the ask was to go to try.brandxr.io to sign up for a free month of BrandXR. And then Moody's email is there and in the chat as well. So again, thank you so much for taking the time to share this with us. It's really cool. And
yeah, I do have one more request where I wanted to plug an art fair that we're running. It's called Electrify Detroit. So I'll put in the electrifydetroit.com. So electrifydetroit.com is augmented reality art festival. It's the first of its kind in Detroit. And so it's kind of like Pokemon Go. You can go and scan different murals in Detroit, and the murals actually come to life in 3D and augmented reality. So this is
Cool.
also a chance for you to see the types of experiences you can build on the BrandXR studio. And we're having a mural come to Ann Arbor very soon. It will be at York in Ann Arbor. So that is a little sneak peek just for this audience. That's
Nice.
not public yet, but it's done and it will be coming very soon. AR mural at York.
Cool.
I think it's on Packard Street.
Yep, Sound Packard. Yeah, this is
Yep.
awesome. So cool. Thanks for plugging that as well. Like this is great. But yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely. All right. So then next up we have Mohammed. So I'm going to spotlight you. And yeah, and quickly what's so Panda Wish, it makes it very convenient for both clients to find service for massage and beauty specialists that offer it. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, Mohammed.
Hello, everyone. So yeah, Panda Wish, technically, we are the Uber for beauty and spa services. And the reason we decided that we need to build an app called Panda Wish, we realized the beauty and wellness platform actually is huge, yet it seems to be lacking conveniency. So in transportation, we have apps like Uber, Lyft. In other areas where in food, we have Uber Eat, a bunch of other competitors. But when it comes to the services that count, where people do need to relax or require beauty services, we're seeing there's a huge gap there that we can address. So we built Panda Wish to make it much more convenient and easy for anyone to actually request, whether you want to ask for a massage, whether you want to ask for a manicure, body care, haircut, literally with a tap of a button. We also take into consideration that we need to go an extra level of safety here because we are sending people to other people's houses or hotel rooms, and that require extra safety over, I guess, an app like an Uber. Last but not least, we also take into consideration that we are not building a one-sided platform, as it is the case with application like Uber, which was built mainly for the customers. And eventually they realized, okay, now we need to take care of our drivers. So we take into consideration the therapist from the get-go. Now, just to kind of give everybody an idea of how huge this market is. So when you're talking about beauty and wellness, this was a $4.5 trillion industry as of 2017, and it's expected to reach $6 trillion by, I believe, 2025. We are seeing an opportunity of a $100 billion market share that can be addressed. Now, just to give you guys a peek on how our app works. So the app is easy. Somebody can literally go ahead and select whatever type of service they want, finalize their booking details, tap a button, and the request will go to nearby therapist. And as soon as that gets accepted, a therapist will be on the way. Now, we did launch a pilot actually by the end of 2019 for around 4 months, and we took this pilot in the Philippines. And if anybody want to know why the Philippines, please feel free to ask me this question in the Q&A because of the time. So actually, through that short period, we had a little bit of a rocky start. The third party that we partnered with did not deliver the application on time. We launched our website and our Android apps, and we still were able to actually get a lot of traction. We had hundreds of therapists and the clients actually joining us through the pilot period. We were awarded as one of the most innovative businesses in the city. Last but not least, we actually also get an opportunity to enter talks with one of the largest hotels in the area, where they actually wanted to use us as their in-house spa solution. Now, what is our ask? So we actually currently is doing a pre-seed crowdfunding round. So it's an equity crowdfunding. Anybody can actually own a future equity in our company from $25 and up. And this is with partnership with Me Venture. So you can download the Me Venture app on your Android or iOS. And you can find actually more information about our business plan, the forecast, and the additional details that I could not put in 5 minutes. So I have a little bit more, this is more like the slimmed edition of our presentation for investors. We have a little bit bigger out there, so feel free to browse it. You can also actually check it in our website, panda-wish.com. You will be able to see this presentation in a little bit more detailed. With this being said, the other ask I would say is, if you are not investing, you are more than welcome to share it. That's always option B. So feel free to do both of them. And with that, I will go ahead and open for questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Mohammed, for sharing Panda Wish with us. As it looks like Scott already has a question for you.
Oh, awesome.
Looks like a question about your competitive advantage.
All right. Okay, awesome. Great question. So Zeal and Suze actually have a very limited scope. They are providing a limited number of services. They are all currently in the massage industry. We are looking to actually be the ultimate app for this, whether it's beauty services. So they don't do anything in the beauty industry whatsoever. And even the slim number of selection Zeal and Suze are actually offering are more of the American edition of massage. So let's think about the massage industry. If you would take your Google app right now and launch it, I would say maybe 90% of the spas around you would probably be Asian. And that comes for a good reason. They are offering a different type of services. So I would like to bring actually more of an authentic view for the massage. We're talking about hand stone massage and stuff like this. That's not necessarily there. Foot massage, it's not something they're offering. Massage in office, which some of the additional services that they currently, even Zeal and Suze, despite of those guys being around for a while, they have not taken into consideration. Great question. So we are planning to target the Philippines first for a very good reason. One, the hand, I guess, workforce. We have much more workforce out there. The I guess model we are trying to use right now for people coming to you is not really new for them. People actually still do it, but right now, through calling massage services, through using Facebook, there's no really convenient way. So if we would do address it out there, it would make it much easier for us in the future to come here, because here we still need to switch this model. I mean, if somebody want to go get a manicure, pedicure, the idea that's going to come to everybody's mind at first, let me contact the salon. So it will take time to do that swift. It's much easier for us to build on something that's already there. The second thing is we plan to bring it to US once things kind of settled and acquired the areas there. So I'm seeing a few years ahead before we are able to bring this in US. And I'm hoping by the time we bring it here, we have a potential partner in this industry. So in the beauty and spa industry, we are looking definitely for somebody to partner with if we would come and try to acquire this. So I'm going to say, give us a few years. Hopefully, once everything launched successfully, we plan to bring this definitely home. Our revenue model, and I do apologize for, okay, I'm seeing many questions, I'm missing a few. Okay, so our revenue model actually right now is we are getting between 40 to 50% of every transaction that's being requested. So if somebody would request a massage service, for example, we will receive around 40 to 50%. And the reason it's 40 to 50 is because we also are trying to incorporate the hotels into the model. So the exclusive hotels that will partner with us would receive 10% if they are partners. We'll answer that as well. So I like opening color. Thank you. This last question is very important. So we are taking that into consideration. We understand sexual trafficking and all of these are a huge risk. So we are making all the communication taking place actually within the app. We will be using AI in order to flag any inappropriate communication between the therapist or the client. So if either of them will receive from or like seeing something that does not sound inappropriate, it will immediately get flagged and it will be reviewed by one of our customer support, and it will immediately cause suspension if even a red flag came close to that. How do you mitigate legal risks? Okay, so definitely we are looking to hire more a lawyer going forward, but if you can clarify exactly as far as legal risk, you mean contracting between us and the therapist, or it would be helpful, Sarah? Okay, so I'm a little bit unclear about this portion as far as the legal risk, but yeah, if we have time, feel free to ask me. I will be here as well in the session after. You are more than welcome to ask more. And
Yeah, looks like
with
the
this,
legality related to trafficking.
yeah, so again, we are taking the safety concern for both the therapist. We're collecting information for both the massage therapist or in the massage therapy case, as well as the client, and contact all of their information. And God forbid anything seems to be red or get flagged or any concern came up, it will immediately be reported to the authority. So this is how we're going to mitigate the risk for this issue.
Cool. Any other last questions for Mohammed tonight?
Thank you, guys. And again, you are more than welcome to also contact me on the Me Venture. I have a Q&A, and I usually respond within 24 hours maximum. So with that, I will hand it over.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you again, Mohammed, for taking the time to share Panda Wish with us. And so with that, we're on to our last presenter tonight, which is Theresa. And if you were at our March presentation, you may remember her. And she, one of the great things about A2NewTech is not only finding out about these startups, but staying connected to their journey. And Theresa's here to give us an update about how things are going with Ola Filters. She's actually in her car right now, so we're doing something a little unique. I'm actually going to be presenting her slides, and she's going to walk through them. So I guess I'm sharing my screen. Give me 1 second. All right. So hopefully you can all see my screen. Theresa, whenever you're ready.
Hi, everybody. So I'm calling from Silver Lake Campground in Michigan, and it's super, super windy here. So I'm in my car, so you can all hear me. But hi, everyone. I was here in March, like Hein said, and we pitched our company. And so I want to give you some updates on our progress since then and say thank you to a few of our contacts. My first announcement is about our name change. So in March, we were going by our original LLC's name of Aspirational Technology, and we've since opened a C Corp under the name of our product. So our new name is the Ola Filter Corporation. So we go by Ola Filter. So first, the next slide, here's a quick 1-minute reminder summary of our company. So at Ola Filter, we're on a mission to do one simple thing. So make a product that people need, sold in stores where they shop at a price they can afford. So we make water filters for people in developing countries. The world's poor pay disproportionately for drinking water. So in some countries, the poor spend over half their total income on water. It's a huge financial burden on people who can't afford unnecessary expenses. So the Ola filters plan to be sold at a retail price of $19, which is less than half the price of other filters currently on the market in developing countries. It lasts several years with no replacement parts. And our vision doesn't end with the product. We've also architected a scalable and profitable manufacturing and distribution model centered around regional production that will create economic opportunities in developing countries. Ola Filter is a 100% women-owned, triple bottom line social business. Together, we have 40 years combined in engineering and prototype design, social enterprise, and experience in developing countries. And you can learn more on our website at www.olafilter.com. Need the W's and more. So next, I just want to say thank you. We made 2 valuable connections as a result of our March pitch. So a special shout out to David Bloom for helping us learn what we needed to make the decision to buy rather than make our potted fiber modules. That was a key development issue that was really holding us back for a couple months this spring. Also David Bloom again, plus Daniel Hodges from Mechnology, who both separately pointed us to the Centropolis Accelerator at Lawrence Tech, which we have applied to, and we're waiting to hear if we'll be accepted. And through Centropolis to Dennis Shaver, who's helping us build our prototypes. Now I have 2 calls to action. First, we're hosting an equity crowdfunding raise. So friends, family, and the general public can invest in our company as crowdfunders starting at $500. The specific type of investment we're offering is called a SAFE, simple agreement for future equity. So a SAFE gives future equity. So you buy now, we use that investment to build the company, and your shares are issued down the road in connection with a specific triggering event, such as a price funding round or an acquisition. We completed our full due diligence with Raise Green, and we filed with the SEC. So you can read all of it on our offering page. There are links to our offering page at our website, olafilter.com, and on Raise Green's website, raisegreen.com. I'll ask Kyan to drop the direct web address for our offering page into the chat. We'd really appreciate any support. This is our first major funding round to launch our company. And so now is your chance to get in on the ground floor with us. And then second, we're seeking local experts to join our team for a short-term project. So we advanced the second application round for the NSF grant, $250,000. It's for the America's Seed Fund Small Business Technology Transfer Program Phase 1. So we're looking for 2 to 3 experts interested in joining our team. So this summer, you would support us to draft the full NSF proposal application. And if we win that funding, you would work with us next year to address high-risk technical challenges that our filter will face in developing countries, such as biofilm buildup and inconsistent water pressure and high turbidity. This would be a short-term paid fellowship starting around January 2022. I'm estimating maybe 10 hours a week for 6 to 9 months, and we could potentially pay around $75 an hour. So those are details we'd be working out this summer as we prepare our proposal. Specifically, our team is in need of a microbiologist and a water filtration expert. Ideally, someone with experience in developing countries, but that's not a hard requirement. If you're interested, please contact me and I'll ask Kyan, drop my email into the chat. And that's all I have. I'm ready to hear your questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Theresa. Looks like you have a couple questions already. I'm not sure you can see the chat, but if not,
I'm just pulling them up right now.
okay, cool.
Is the equity crowdfunding for accredited only? It's not. So we specifically are registered through the SEC regulation for crowdfunding. So you do not have to be an accredited investor. However, based on like how much like your net worth or your income, there will be limits on the amount you're allowed to invest. So the SEC, if you're not an accredited investor, will set limits so that you don't overinvest. But anyone can do it. Jim says, I noticed no filtering specs on the website. So that's true. Right now, our website it's kind of light on the product specs. So we have that information. We just are slowly rolling it out. We just but if you want the specs, so it's and I have in our SEC filing and in our pitch deck, we have all of the details, but it's a hollow fiber filter. So that's the hollow fiber membrane. So 0.1 micron filters out bacteria, protozoa, cysts, everything that's 0.1 micron or larger. Backwash capable, so that you can rinse it and reuse it, and that's why it'll last for several years. It's a rinse and reuse kind of a situation. So no replacement parts. It's very small. It's, I don't know if you can see, it's like 2 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. So it screws right onto the type of faucets that are most common in developing countries. So it's like a threaded garden cap style faucet. At least that's going to be our intro product, and then we'll expand from there to more faucet styles. Next question. Are you going to get your filters certified via NSF International? Not the same as the NISF. We will get our filters certified. Maybe not directly with the NSF, but certainly with a lab that certifies to NSF standards. There's a question. There's also a WHO water filter certification program for filters being deployed. Yes, I am familiar with that. It's the HIF. At least that's the one I think you were talking about. And we definitely plan to submit our filter for that certification. We're just waiting for the next round to open up once we've got our product in hand. Currently we're doing prototype testing. So we have not yet submitted ours to the WHO certification program. Are you going to seek some funding from local investor funding groups? So we have been looking around for, we've been talking to various like angel investors and a few local facilities, but actually, Robert, I would love to talk to you offline if you have any specifics, like specific names in mind, and I can cross-reference that with our list of funders that we have reached out to and just make sure that I didn't miss anyone. So I would love it if you would maybe drop me an email with some of the ones you were thinking. And then I remember in the news, a filter developed economically that can produce potable water from raw waste. That would be very interesting. That I imagine that probably uses multiple filtration techniques. And we are looking to expand ours to have more than just hollow fiber, but also the carbon-free filter, so that it filters not only bacteria, but also the sulfur and iron taste, and the clarity, improves clarity of the water. But we are not going to be marketing our filter to be a filter of raw waste. It'll be for it's primarily intended for tap water. The biggest concern that we're trying to address is the fact that there are so many people in developing countries that have tapped water, but still, I mean, it's well known. I mean, Latin America, you don't drink the tap water. You always get bottled water, even though you have tap water. And so it's filtering your tap water is what we're trying to address, because there's just a lot of people spending money that they shouldn't have to spend on bottled water every day. So yeah, so it's not really the raw waste we're trying to filter. It's tapped water, just making it actually drinkable.
Yeah. Any other questions for Theresa tonight? If not, I'm really excited that Theresa, you were ready to come back to share like the update on the journey, and also love to hear that David and Daniel were both connections you made through A2NewTech, and that they were valuable, and it really kind of goes to show like the value of this community. So thank you for taking the time to come back to share with us like where Ola Filters is now. And again, if Ola, you have like one last question here.
Sure. So how does this compete with reverse osmosis? So primarily this competes on a cost level. I mean, reverse osmosis is a very robust water filtration system, but it's also extremely expensive. So that's just not in the stores in the developing countries for the people that we're trying to serve. So this is a very low cost option that we're trying to make available in the stores for people in the developing countries. So most of these people are not going to be able to afford a reverse osmosis system. Approximate USD per filter. So we're retailing at $19, and then we'll have bulk orders like to retailers and to large humanitarian organizations that will be at a lower, like a wholesale price. And at $19, that's less than half of what is available in those countries right now.
Awesome. Thank you again, Theresa, for coming back to share Ola Filters with us. And just real quickly, what was the ask again for us?
Two asks. So one is, we'd love it if anyone is interested and wants to get behind us and join us on the ground floor and support our crowdfund. And second, if you're really interested and want to help us and become part of our team, I would love some either like biology specialists or water filtration specialists who want to come and help us tackle these problems with the NSF grant.
Awesome. Thank you again. And if folks are interested in supporting and investing in this, is a really great cause. And if you have the background expertise to support the company through the NSF grant, please reach out to Theresa. I shared her email in the chat. But yeah, with that, thank you again. And that rounds out our presenters for this evening. we move into our community announcement section. So this is where you get to take your time through the chat for the next 5 minutes or so to promote whatever it is that you want to promote, whether it's a position that you're trying to hire for. Sam, looked like you had posted about that. If you want to copy that and post that again so people can see it. If you want to mention a meetup or anything like that that you are hosting, feel free to add it in there. And so with that, I will open things up in the chat for folks to type in your announcement. And as that goes on, and doesn't like it's just pure silence while people do that, I'm going to just quickly mention that our next A2NewTech is on July 20th. So I hope to see you there. It happens every third Tuesday, so you can put that on your books if you wanted to. If you're interested in pitching, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to add my email to the chat. It is hein@a2newtech.org. And general criteria, you've done, as you've seen from tonight's presentations, you've done some customer validation, spoken with some prospective customers, have some sort of prototype. As long as it's not just an idea in your head, it probably would seem like very likely that you can pitch. But when you reach out to me, you'll just get a short questionnaire with some questions in there for you to fill out, and we'll chat and figure that out. But we'd love to have you. If you know somebody who should be pitching, send them my way. Would love to have that. Looks like we have a couple of announcements here from Scott already. The Shogun of A2NewTech. The next Ann Arbor Coffee House Coldridge is on July 7th. So there's a link for the meetup there. And we will aim for a beer 30 resurgence at Tech Brewery in July. Awesome. So there's a meetup link for that. You had me at beer. Oh. All right, and got a tech internship through Sparks STEM 4 powered by True Jobs, and the link there. So Scott, thank you again for sharing 3 awesome links. Any other, I'll give folks in a couple more minutes to type in their announcements. I know that it takes some time. And if you were on earlier on, you may have heard us go back and forth a little bit about the moving to going live again or some hybrid version of it. We'll provide more information about that as we know more about it. We just have to figure out the logistics. We used to meet in person if you're new at the law school at U of M, and sure, there's some restrictions there. So if we can't do it there, we have to find somewhere else. So as we work through that, we'll let folks know. But it'd be really great to kind of meet people in person again and connect, and also get them free pizza from Pizza House. Okay, so with that, I'm going to thank everybody again for showing up. Our next A2NewTech meetup is going to be on July 20th. I want to thank our 3 presenters tonight, Mohammed, Moody, and Theresa, for sharing their companies with us. If you have the opportunity, please go out and support them. That's a really great thing about this community. Again, as like Theresa illustrated, with David and Daniel supporting Ola Filters. And if you have the time, please hang out. We're going to go into some breakout sessions where you can meet folks in the community and connect with each other. And again, hopefully we'll be able to do this in person again soon. But I want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us tonight. And for those who have been coming, thank you again for showing up and continuing to support our entrepreneurial community. I'm going to go ahead and start creating some breakout sessions. All right. The rooms have been opened.